Pasta, don't worry. You got 24 minutes. There's 28 minutes probably left. So you have 28 minutes to get 5 points, which you'll have 5 points by then.
Right.
Just keep watching the chat.
If we wanted to kill them?
You'll be able to get in.
I kind of point off the direction.
Well,
I know a certain serial killer that would like to come out of hiding.
I almost wanted them to attack us, though. I would not draw first blood.
I'd draw first decapitation.
Well, they were wanting to. They were wanting to do
the bush where Elephant is.
Yeah, stealing Martin.
That's might.
You'll. What the heck?
In a way.
Huh. -1 point stealing. Wow. Yeah, they were just wanting to. They were just basically looking for money. I mean, that's what they were doing. You know, it's like he said. They weren't
bandits.
Dude, if they were bandits, they would have freaking attacked you. They all had symbols that, you know, they all had a symbolism on their armor and, you know, the shields that they were wearing. So they definitely weren't bandits. I would have told you that right off the bat because your perception would have noticed that. Just a few minutes
to see if I recognized any of the heraldry that they were carrying on that they had emblazoned on them.
Well, there was a K. You noticed that there was a K, and they kept mentioning Kroll, so yeah, there was a K on their emblem. So,
well, if you, I'm poor, and I guess I just automatically assume everyone else is. But if you guys want to go barter with them, you know,
another botched encounter.
No, honestly, the one I approached to speak to, there was quite an offensive odor coming from him. I want nothing to do with them.
Though they may have been a little intoxicated.
Well, he did notice that there was an alcohol on the breath of Braun, so which seemed to be the speaker. So there you go. There's 40 points in the pool, guys.
Steal, then off to bed.
Yeah,
I'm going to approach the bush where Elephant is. And I'm going to ask
throw her a towel.
Any words said, or are you just gonna stand there?
You what?
You gonna say anything, or are you just gonna?
I thought everyone else was talking, so I was just waiting for everyone else to talk.
So you're peeing behind the tree.
Yeah, I approach Elephant, or the bush that Elephant is, and kind of saying it kind of hushed tones. Could you keep an eye out, and when you're starting to get tired, come wake me up, and I'll take watch for you.
In response,
and at the
I'll throw
same
a twig
time,
on the ground.
I'm taking some of Alexander's stew over there as well, and I hand some to Elephant.
Can I do a?
You can only enter once.
See how well the stew tastes, and if they're not going to get food poisoning.
You can only enter once.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? I don't know if I want to eat this now.
I don't know. Just thinking that I'm making wild rabbit in a pot.
He cooks some pretty good rabbit stew. You've ate it before, Vay.
Yeah.
He does a pretty good job with it.
Yeah, I know that you cook rabbit. And
Raven, you can enter too, man. You guys can enter that lottery too if you want. Everybody can enter that lottery, so you guys can all enter it.
I want the streamers to enjoy all that stuff.
I'd much rather the viewers enjoy it. We get enough out of the stream just by having you DM the game for us, so I'd much rather they get some benefit and stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's more for them than us. I like it.
You guys are gonna make me have a tear in my eye.
Hashtag single tear.
Elephant will stay as long as she can in this tree before she calls somebody else to take watch.
Yeah.
Give it a second if you guys enter. It goes through a cycle, so it doesn't spam the channel. So everyone will be entered. I assure you.
Just kind of like saying a hushed tone when you feel yourself.
And you can only enter once as well. So, but make sure you guys get in. So.
Yeah, you know, when you trade positions, you should also swap clothes.
We should switch every 2 hours, so all of us eventually get 8 hours of sleep.
And that being said, after eating the stew and hopefully
You got more time to get in at pasta. You'll get more
meeting.
points. All right.
I'll take this tent.
I'll pick the really janky looking tent.
The janky looking tent.
Yep.
The tent on the right. That is definitely that's a Kunari type of tent right there. So.
Or is that the cart?
Well, it's the cart / tent.
Kunari tent. Okay.
Yeah.
Then Elephant can have the cow. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say Elephant can have the cow-colored one.
Even at night, when we switch places, Elephant will still have a defensive position outside of fire range.
Alright, so you guys are going to set up a couple watches then, I take it?
Yep.
Yes.
Elephant's taking first watch, and then when Elephant gets tired, she's going to switch out for myself. And then when I get tired, I will switch out for Alexander, who can then switch out for Vane in the early hours of the morning.
Well, as you guys are doing your rests and everything, you can. It's kind of funny because to the north you can actually hear, hooting and hollering and screaming and laughing, and you think it's probably, Braun, Lervis, Roth, and Jarl, the guys that were in your camp earlier. It seems like they're having a lot of fun over there, and they're really not being. They're not trying to be silent or anything like that. And then it just goes silent. So they may have just, you don't know if this goes on for a couple hours. So you don't know you don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, after a amount of time, it just kind of settles down, and you guys are now in the middle of your camp. So, alright, so who's going to be on first watch again? I guess you,
That's
Elephant?
Elephant.
Okay.
Elephant, Bell, Alexander, Vay. In that order.
I'm thinking that Vay might want to switch with Alexander, so Alexander can just do the morning watch. Might be a little easier then.
Well, we do have defensive positions set up because there is a tiger and a dog in the camp. Just letting everybody know.
And
Wow, it's up to 55 points. Holy cow, that's 11 people.
Returned yet?
Returned.
He never went anywhere. What do you mean?
Who never went anywhere?
Cheyenne, didn't you?
You just said returned.
Yes. Falcon?
Oh, Cheyenne.
Yes.
Not yet.
Okay, because I was going to have her kind of keep an eye out and just fly around and come down and tell me if during my watch hours, if anything is approaching. Yeah, exactly.
As Cheyenne falls out of the sky with an arrow piercing through the actual body of, that would
be a real bad
that would
happen.
suck. That would totally suck. And it looks like the arrow came from the direction of the north. No, I'm just kidding.
As Alexander puts his crossbow away, it was not me.
Sparks flying.
Yeah. Actually, Elephant, on your watch, as you're you can actually notice straight in front of you, directly in front of you, you think you actually see a shadow in the bush as you're kind of, scouting the area, and you're hiding in that bush, and that piss-infested bush from the Canary. You think you see a shadow in the tree directly in front of you, which is over here.
Okay.
Actually, up in the tree, not hiding in a bush under the tree. Literally up in the tree.
Does Winter notice that as well?
And this figure is not moving. It is. You can make out the outline of a shadow, and I did a silent perception roll for you, so.
Okay.
Your roll's pretty damn good, actually.
It is, isn't it?
Well, you have a lot of bonuses, so. But yes, you think you see an outline in a tree. Actually, you're quite confident. But this shadow, like I said, this figure is not moving. You don't know how long that figure's been there. What's up, Dennis Semenisi?
Alright, Elephant will let out a wildlife type of sound to alert the party.
Let you go
The bear?
roar.
Make the sound.
Particularly
or it
the
didn't happen.
sound of, a falcon.
Make the sound or it didn't happen.
Come on, make the sound, damn it.
I'm way too drunk for that shit.
I can make corny Spanish dwarf voices.
Like caw motherfucker.
Caw caw.
Damn, the wildlife
Motherfucker.
around here sounds strange.
So yeah, this figure is up under the tree in this position right here.
At the sound of
Still.
At the sound of birds, Alexander kind of gets up, kind of grumpy, moaning, grumbling to himself. He kind of walks off over to the rock over here and starts taking another piss.
Oh my god. You're not even drinking there, Alexander. All right.
At the
He
sound
drinks a
that
lot of
Elephant
water.
made,
Alexander drinks like 8 gallons of water a day.
at the sound that Elephant made, Belle wakes up.
All right.
Yeah, I'm thinking Bill is getting a return from one of her messengers, and I just peek out of the tent because I'm nosy.
I get up and I kind of look around for a moment.
It's probably the middle of the night now as well, so you had your encounter with the Kroll's old men just after dusk, just after the sun had gone down. So it's been several hours now.
I kind of walk over towards kind of here. But don't say anything. I'm just kind of looking in front of me. I'm not looking towards the bush or anything, I'm just looking in front of me.
You can also hear a noise, the same exact identical call that you had just made, Elephane, appears to come from where that tree is.
Okay.
Oh snap!
I will kind of, like in very low tones, inform Belle that there's something in that tree over there.
Can I see anything in that tree if I glance in the direction? Like, just, I'm kind of like scanning the area, but I'm not actually looking directly out there. I'm just kind of like, it's like in my line of sight as I'm
You can give me
looking back
a
towards the camp.
sure. You can give me a perception seeing check. If you have seeing, I'll let you do
Just perception then?
perception. Yeah, perception then. Target's going to be about a 16.
Are actually nocturnal now.
11?
No, it looks
Five
looks
step
dark
bumps.
over there. Yeah, it looks dark. Then you hear the noise again.
Oh, fine. I'll walk over to where the noise came from. Right, I'll walk over to where the noise came from.
You hear a female voice. This is wow. It took you long enough. And
I set the tree on fire. No, I'm kidding.
oh my, wow.
Hey, I
What?
can with my
Only
primal
you
little cantrip thing. I can set the
can
tree on fire.
prevent
No, I'm not doing
forest
Can start
fires.
forest fires.
So
Alexander
yes,
turns into a giant bear.
as you get closer, you do see a figure start to emerge, and you're right, Elephane. That was a shadowy figure, and as the figure comes out, there's no weapons. Even though this token has a rapier out, there's no weapons. But this person looks to be dressed for adventure, and you can notice right off the bat as she comes into the camp area that is lit. It is dim lit. You notice that this is a female. And you also notice that, when she pulls her head off, she has a hood, and she's actually a very, very beautiful woman. And she tells you that her name is Delia, and she also asks you if you are here to help with the bandits.
Bandits? Bro, Alexander can she see Alexander? Him playing with Raven's cap.
Well, she sees you over there. She's not
probably
talking to
knows-
you, though.
She probably knows about every one of us in this camp.
Yep.
I would hope so if she was, bypassed my perception for that long.
She could probably been here when those stupid Avers were here.
So was she actually putting that question to?
She's talking to you.
Okay. I ask her to
Play
repeat
along.
the question because out of
Play
context, I
along.
actually didn't hear what she said.
They.
Yeah, what? I didn't hear what she said. What'd she say again?
Why are you here?
No, are you here to help with the bandits?
She asks if you're here. If you're going to help the new band with the bandits. Band bandits. Bandits band. Band bandits.
As we said to the gentleman that you no doubt saw earlier, we're simply passing through the area.
Mm-hmm.
Would there be something that may be of financial or profit interest to us, maybe? What can you tell us of these bandits and the van?
Well, I want these sons of bitches dead because they killed my mother. They raped my mother and they killed my mother. So I want to join you to help kill these bandits.
Would you not?
Every time I ask a group, they always tell me no. I'm not asking
It's going
those.
to come out of by 10.
Yes, you definitely. Yeah,
Conversation.
yeah. You hear a voice that's not familiar to
Is
you.
it fairly loud or is it hushed tones?
No, she's speaking normally.
So I can stay in my bush and not have to come out.
Well, yeah, I'm talking normally as well. Like I'm deliberately.
She
not
had
talking
seen you
quiet.
there.
Okay.
She looks over at you and she says you can come out of the bush. She said she's seen you go in there in the first place hours ago.
This is my bush. You're welcome to join me in my bush.
I think then you
Whoa.
will have seen why we would prefer her to stay in the bush.
I was kind of looking forward to
She's
the
a ice in the
Canary
hole.
putting his fist right in Jarl's face, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But she said
Elephant was ready for it.
she wanted to watch a good old fashioned to the blood fight. She wanted to watch that, but she said she's disappointed.
That blood would have flowed a lot quicker than they expected.
It would have been a little bloody because I wouldn't have used my fists. I have a certain friend. I start tapping one of my swords that I would carve my name in its face with.
She says, "I bet you would."
I leave the
Yes.
conversation to these guys and
She
wander
keeps-
over towards Elephane.
She keeps looking over at you, Alexander.
What's up, shrimp?
Oh no. What'd you say? What's up,
What's up, shrimp?
shrimp?
Like someone's like shorter than you, you'll call them a shrimp.
I'm glaring at Alexander right now.
I don't know
I
how
can
to
tell.
respond to what's up, shrimp. So she basically tells you that the bandits have raped and killed her mother, and that she wishes to join. She wants to hunt bandits. She wants to be an
I want to hunt
adventurer.
these bandits now.
Does anybody have sense motive on this? Out of character, that of course.
No, but I could try.
Is there even a sense motive?
I know, Raven, right?
It's deception.
Yeah, you can give me a deception roll.
That would be
Perception, deception.
perception.
Probably perception, deception, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
I
deception is communication.
Alexander, you are kind of starstruck. You haven't seen a beautiful girl like this. And even though the Canary are warlike, you actually take a liking to this woman that you
Okay.
see.
I
Very-
take
Curvaceous woman in your presence.
I take a liking to the shrimp.
The shrimp. Belle almost looks as good as Elephant.
Oh my god.
Sorry, had to do it.
What were your character's measurements? You put on there, didn't you put that on your sheet?
No, hold on, Dave. These are two guys bragging about how good their characters look.
Oh, two?
Alexander's the most fabulous one of you all.
They're fabulous.
Yeah, he's super fabulous.
Yeah,
You got 6 minutes.
I don't believe I've ever.
Pasta, you may want to get in there. You probably got your points now.
Okay, you're right. Other than the curvaceous thing.
Buy your ticket, Pasta. Buy your
It was a
ticket.
pure descriptor. It was not a. It was just purely descriptive.
Does curvy mean fat?
Oh,
You
for
mean
her?
close?
Here's your
No.
character fat.
Not overly. I never really thought about it, to be honest with you. I figure with the
Ooh, I can hear the
second
motorcycles
tower,
drag
lifestyle,
racing
she probably
again.
wouldn't have been massively overfed. So I imagine probably not fat. And given the kind of diets that you would have in, say, for Eldon and Olay, especially Olay, I would imagine nicely proportioned.
I'm gonna ask the little ninja what their name is.
My name is Delia.
It's not shrimp.
Delia.
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 D-E-A-L-I-A. Delia.
Well, come over here closer to the fire and warm up.
Mm.
Hotness check, right?
How do you roll for hotness in the age system? 3d6 plus
Hotness.
what?
How do you spell her name?
What's the dealio?
D-E-A-L-I-A.
What's the dealio,
Okay.
Delia?
I follow them, but I go over where Flo is, and I kind of start making faces at him and play him with the dog. Kind
She
of
plops
oblivious.
down on the log. And she says she's always wanted to have adventure. She seems a little flighty as well. She seems a little, I don't want to say dingbatish, but I guess she seems a little dingy.
Is she
And-
like a fat woman?
Is she blonde?
No, she's not. She's a brunette. So
Okay.
Elephant will perceive the shit out of this and see if she has any markings or anything.
you don't see any visibly now.
Okay.
I only invite her back to the camp because I know the elephant is still hiding.
She knows Eliphane's there. She said you can come out. She said she said that she had seen, the elf go into the bush several hours back. And then she had mentioned that she was disappointed that she didn't get to see a To the Blood fight. And she's been here for a while. She kind of stretches a little bit. She says, "It was getting a little tiring there."
Alexander offers her some rabbit stew. It might be a little cold now.
She'll have some.
Like she gets like
Is she looking at the stew or Alexander when she says she'll have some?
Hey,
Oh
David.
my god.
A little bit of both, actually. Yeah, Elephant.
Can you give me control over Winter, please?
Oh, over your kitty?
Yeah,
and can I get the control
Yeah.
over Low too?
Yeah, you guys said that you were bringing your animals, so
Yeah, I just want to be able to move her around.
yeah, that's no problem. You notice
Keep her
how
on
they're
fights and such.
they're still pretty small, so
Yeah.
I didn't put one for Cheyenne up there because I
Cheyenne's
figured
not around.
Cheyenne
She's
was
in
not
and out
around,
all the
so
time, so.
So, Delia,
yes.
where are you from exactly?
I'm from Lagersvold. My father owns the tavern there in the town. He owns the ale house. The Sign of the Spreading Tree.
Hmm.
The tavern's been in our family for many years.
Who runs the tavern?
My father, he owns it. He wants me to take it in his footsteps, and I wanted to do that until the bandits took over, and then when my mother was killed, now I want no one to go through what I've gone through and what my father's gone through. So I just want to kill bandits now. I have no remorse towards them. And I'd kill their families as well.
Your father still runs the tavern?
He owns and runs the tavern. Mm-hmm.
Did your mother work there also?
She did.
Is that where she was attacked?
Nope. Well, yes and no. She was out in the fields, and that's where she was raped and killed. And then my father found her the next day. Because he was getting worried, and we all went looking for her, and that's where we found her.
How old are you, Delia?
I am 18.
On the whole vengeance topic, Alexander says violence never solves violence.
Sure it does.
And this comes from a Kunari.
A Canary, yeah.
She just kind of chuckles.
I
Violence solves
have.
I roll my eyes.
You might roll your eyes. I can shake my head. My battle training is more useful than you guys think. I kind of just turn my head and start playing with the dog again.
A dead bandit causes no violence.
So, did anyone win yet?
So do decapitated one.
Always through the
Elephant
revenge
would
of their
ask from
comrades.
behind her if she actually had dealings with these four before.
Oh, with the drunks to the north? Yeah, they're part of Kroll's old man. No wonder why he doesn't. No wonder why, the new bandlord doesn't want him. Congratulations,
Kind of sketchy.
Bomboli.
in my eyes.
Got 70 points.
sniffing
Congrats.
Yes. That's
Massive
exactly what
smell
I'm doing.
checks going on. Massive.
Wow, 70 points. Holy shit, that's a lot of points. Holy crap.
Right. Getting to know each other there very well.
I go back into my tent as
do
if
you
I'm
two
going back
need a
to sleep, but I'm listening.
Alright.
Alexander walks off the cart and starts rummaging through.
So does this mean I can join you
material.
guys? I can finally
Alexander?
join an adventuring group?
What happened to your HP there this time?
You said I haven't healed yet.
Oh, okay. What'd you get hit from?
I haven't got hit by anything. That's my health has been since the start.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Go to sleep.
I'm not going to sleep. I'm gonna rummage through random stuff in my bed in the cart, trying to make it a little more comfier.
He's going to pleasure himself.
He's got a hot
No, I'm
chick
trying to-
checking him out.
I'm trying to find toilet paper.
Ball polishing confirmed.
So does everybody climb back into their tents? Well, Belle and Alexander do, right?
Well,
I'm
I'm
watching
taking.
our newfound friend like a hawk.
If I'm taking the last watch, I will offer Delia my tent.
I will take the last watch. It's a little easier that way. If that's fine.
Boy, they are not liking
Or
this too
whatever.
much.
Okay, where are you taking watch then? I'll go back to my tent.
Okay, she can sleep on the ground in front of my cart. I'll get her a bed, or she can use the bedroll in front of Belle's thing.
I'm not wanting to stay here. I'm just wanting to know if I can join you when you go out and kill. I got a warm bed to go home to. I'm not sleeping out here in the woods.
And
well, I
where do
think
you
we're
live?
all.
I live in Lagersvold.
Interesting. We might have to come pay you a visit.
Yeah, but this is
Might
the middle
yes.
of the night. We all need to be here together to decide if you're going to join us or not.
If we need your help, we will gladly come to you. As long as we know where you live.
That's
She
what-
probably lives at the inn, which she said a couple times her father owns.
Well, she sounds like an accomplished thief.
They're very accomplished if she saw me in the bush.
She was pretty stealthy, and she does have a couple weapons on her as well. So
Because that stealth row was pretty freaking awesome.
it was really awesome. And then she had actually seen you go into the woods, and she called you out on it.
Elephant must silently applaud that.
wonder how long you've been here for. Stalking us.